Why is this becoming a pattern? Like, why does it, like, every Stray Kids come back, there is somebody saying that the rapping is offbeat. Actually, to be fair, it hasn't been like a year or two since we've had this conversation, which is very nice. But, you know, I guess this also means, yay, complex Stray Kids rapping is back. The thing, though, this time is the offbeat claims are not about Changbin. They're about Han. And they're not from haters. They're from Stay. Actual Stray Kids fans saying Jisung is offbeat in Truman, even though the song hasn't even released yet, for the record, but saying that Jisung is offbeat in Truman, that they don't like it. I would not have predicted this for 2025. Stay, like, I mean, granted, it's not the entire fandom, and it's not even most of the fandom, obviously, but there is a small and loud minority that don't like Truman and are very heavily claiming that it is offbeat. So let's talk about Truman. Now, as I switch to the flow that I've, you know, kind of broken down, and it might be a little bit off here and there because it's a very intricate and complex rap, but I want to show you guys what exactly I have. And here is the flow. For those who don't know how this works, the bottom X's are the actual flow. That's the rhythm of the rap. The flow is what he is doing with the syllables of his words. The top is the cadence. That's the parts he is emphasizing, and all together make the flow. So this is the flow for him. There's a part off here or there. I've been recommended that bar 2 should have a bit more, you know, displacement in there, but I digress. This is in general it for the most part, and people are saying Han is offbeat, and that doesn't make any sense to me because he's clearly not. It clearly lines up in certain areas. The thing that people always get confused, right? And I'm gonna put a little text into my OBS here and do a little live editing for you. Here is the word offbeat, right? Let me make it a dark background or something. Whatever, that's fine, right? This is the word offbeat, right? Offbeat in K-pop, and not just K-pop, in rap and music is fine. Offbeat is not a problem. Offbeat is a legitimate thing. Now, when a rapper raps offbeat, and that's what most people mean, that is a very, you know, real accusation saying, hey, you don't know how to tell where time is. And, you know, people who don't know how to rap, you'll have your friend who's never rapped full rap, and they'll rap, and it just sounds offbeat, and you're like, oh, because they don't know where the downbeat is. They don't know where they're supposed to get to. They're just rapping at a completely different tempo without any structure, and that is rapping offbeat. It's a very real thing. But the more common thing, especially for professional rappers who've been doing this for years and have developed their techniques and everything, is this, rapping on the offbeat. And that's a very different thing. The offbeat are the non-downbeats. You can also think of them as upbeats in a way, but it's like the downbeats are 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You can see the cadence in the first bar here. These cadences, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the downbeat. When you count a rap, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the downbeat. The upbeat is the inverse of that. And. You can also call that the offbeat, but especially the offbeat is the inverse of the upbeats. That is offbeat rapping. You are rapping on the e's, the uhs, the 30-second notes between the e's, the uhs. When you're getting that intricate, you could call that off rapping on the offbeats. Well, that happens a lot in here. And not any part consistently to where I would say the entire thing is rapping on the offbeat, but there's sections in here. And it's mind-blowing to me that fans are making this a big deal now, because I'm very confused why. So, like, for example, the part here through here is Felix, and here through here is Han. And there's some really cool parts to it. For example, the spoken word aspect that people are saying Felix is pardon feels like that because of this rapping on the offbeat thing. This triplet here, this is triplet. This is oh my god. That bar from Felix right there, oh is a triplet. It's just he doesn't rap the first and third syllable of the triplet. It's oh, oh, which it gives it this really wild feel because there's no context to it. He hadn't done a triplet before that. He doesn't do a triplet after it. It's just a random middle triplet right there when he says, oh, so it makes it feel like, whoa, he's out of time. But he's not. You're just not familiar with the context it's put in. Felix does go onto the offbeat a lot more, especially after the oh my god. The next 4 or so syllables are on the offbeats in the 16ths. Bam, 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 right there where my mouse is, right? And then he also does it briefly again down here for a couple syllables here and there that he'll like, right here as well. He'll also, touch on the offbeat. The biggest thing Jisung does on the offbeat, there's kind of 2. One is right here. This triplet is on the offbeat, but it's in time. It's not offbeat. It's in time. It's just in time on the offbeat instead of the downbeat, which is very, very, very hard to do in intricate rapping, which makes me very happy. And so it hurts me when people are saying that is offbeat. It's like, yeah, that's a thing you do to make intricate rapping. He's not offbeat. He's rapping on the offbeat. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, Truman's really cool. I hope that the song sounds like this because the rapping is really cool. I hope the section sounds exactly the same. I hope this song has this jazzy element that the trailer here had. But please take this video with a grain of salt. I just wanted to make sure to emphasize that no, Jisung and Felix are not offbeat. There are sections where they're rapping on the offbeat. And those are very different things. So remember that. If you see any stays telling you that they're offbeat or whatever, send them this video or just tell them they're wrong because being offbeat is a very provable thing. And you can clearly see you can clearly write out the rhythms that they're doing. Again, take this with a grain of salt. I am off in a couple places with very small differences in the rhythms that I'm still fiddling with here and there. But for the most part, this is generally it. Yeah, either way, I'm excited for Truman. I'm excited for this album coming out soon. Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Guys, if you haven't already, come join us on Patreon. Thank you to all these amazing, beautiful people that you see scrolling on the screen right now because they are supporting me on Patreon. And I literally couldn't be making videos like this without them. So I'm very appreciative. I do reactions. I just uploaded my NMix reaction up there today. If you want to check that out, I'll be checking out the new Stray Kids stuff when it releases on Patreon. So hey, if you want to support me and you have the means to do so, I'd appreciate you popping in on Patreon. If not, just come join our Discord server. I would love to see you there. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it, guys. Let me know your thoughts on Truman and this kind of argument going on down in the comments. I'm very curious what you guys think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.